Hey all, here OS Reviews. You're watching our hands-on review of the Archeer AH45. These are a unique pair of Bluetooth headphones because it also dubs as a speaker. So we're not wearing them on your head to listen to music directly. There's also drivers on the outside which enables you to listen to stereo music to share with friends and family. So as a two-in-one product, as speakers and as personal headphones, it saves on space, and you're also basically getting two products for the price of one. It retails online for only $35, making it very low cost for what it is. So we have to find out whether the performance, especially the sound of the speakers, really holds up considering the low price. So in terms of the battery life in the speaker mode, it's rated at roughly 10 hours. In terms of the regular headphones, the battery performance is rated at around 45 hours. It does take a little longer to charge than your typical pair of headphones or speakers. So at 3.5 hours, typically speakers and headphones will charge in under 2. Right on top, we have the user manual, which is actually pretty dense, and it goes through all the various features for both the speaker and the headphones in multiple languages. The headphones/speakers can be folded down, as you can see here, for easier transportation, and there's also a bundled auxiliary cable if you don't want to use wireless Bluetooth. There's also the micro USB cable for charging, and that is it. So there's no additional soft carrying case or hard shell case, which is kind of expected considering the low price that these are coming at. So if we fully extend these, first impressions in terms of the build is it seems reasonable. It's definitely not completely premium, just because they are made predominantly out of plastic. We have some protections for the speaker grills that we can remove, and we can see this is what it looks like. It's mainly made out of this glossy piano black surface. Reminds me a little bit of something like the iPhone 3G or 3GS, and then we have a few soft touch rubber and fabric accents running along it. Not as much metal or aluminum as you'd see from more premium audiophile grade devices. These will rest on your ears, so they are not completely over your headphones, but they seem reasonably well padded, and there's also pretty generous padding on the top, and after some light testing, they do feel relatively comfortable. We do have some basic branding information on the inside, and we can also extend the arms, which you can see are made out of plastic instead of aluminum, so again, definitely not the most premium build in the world. As a whole though, they are very lightweight, and I kind of understand why they went with plastic, because there's basically two drivers. It has the potential to be extremely heavy. So also on the other side, we have access to the controls embedded on the arm, including a LED that will tell you the status. There's also a dedicated switch, which we can turn the knob here to go from either speaker mode or into headphone mode. And in the speaker mode, you'll see another LED on the top here that will illuminate. There's also an additional key for turning it on and to pair using Bluetooth, so you hold on this for a few seconds longer. There's also dedicated volume controls on the sides. You'll notice that none of these ports are covered up, so this is not a waterproof or a rugged headset, so make sure you don't get it wet and you should be fine. For size comparison, here are the Bluetooth T3 turbines. I think this is a fair comparison just because these are also very popular wireless Bluetooth speakers at around the same price, $40 right now on Amazon or eBay. And the difference is, of course, this is much more traditional. You only have headphones without the speaker functionality, but it has a very similar overall dimensions. The turbines are actually heavier just because they are made out of aluminum. And now for a quick audio sample using the Bluetooth speakers. Takeaways from the sound quality of the speaker is it's a lot better than I was actually expecting. Because of the low price and the two-in-one form factor, I thought it would be more of a gimmick, but actually it works really quite well. There's not quite as much bass as you would have on a really large dedicated speaker, but there's surprising clarity. Right now the volume is paused, And if we listen very closely, there is no static or distortion in the background. That's actually very common on many low-cost Bluetooth speakers, is when you have paused and played the sound a few times, you'll often hear a slight hiss in the background, but on these, they're completely silent. There's also no latency problems, so it matches up perfectly with the video to the sound as you're watching movies and clips. There's also quite a few ways that you could use these. You can just wear them on your neck, and they can blast out sound to your friends and family. You can lie them flat on a surface, or if you have a stand, you can pop it up like this for a more elevated experience. And the sound just comes out from the left and the right, so you have a good amount of stereo separation as well. Certainly is a pretty big improvement over any built-in speaker that you'll find on a smartphone or a laptop. Performance of the headphones inside is also pretty good, although I'm not the biggest fan of the cushions that they're using. The texture is a lot more synthetic and rubbery than what you'll find on the vast majority of regular headphones like these, which are a protein leather or a memory foam. It's a bit softer and dissipates heat better. So as a result, after wearing these for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, I had to take them off for a few minutes and then put them back on. So for extended listening, they're definitely not the most comfortable in the world. Performance is quite similar to the outer speakers, although there's a bit more added bass, which is nice. So if you are listening to, let's say, electronic music, EDM, you'll hear the bass drop a bit more prominently. The mids and highs, again, are very clean sounding without adding too much stress or distortion, even if you turn the volume up. And as a whole, again, I was pretty impressed with the sound here. Other elements, including the controls for volume and the microphone, all work very well. It's not noise canceling, so if you're in really noisy environments, it may struggle a little bit more, but in general, it worked well in my test calls. The only slight quirk I would say for the sound is it leaks a little bit more than maybe on the Blue Dio turbines, because they have a larger shape to the outside cushions that envelops your ears a little bit better. So if you have the volume all the way up and someone is sitting next to you, it may leak out a little bit more. But for me, the biggest surprise was really how convenient this design was. You can transition seamlessly as you're listening to a song between the headphones to the speakers and then back again. The fact that you have this really portable design of just one thing that you need to take with you was a more compelling feature than I had realized before getting my hands on it. So I think that in terms of traveling light, but having something that's capable for enjoying music as well as sharing it, this is definitely a very unique product, and both of those features work really well. So you can check out more details in the links below, but for now, this has been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews. This has been our hands-on review of the Archeer AH45.